All right. So, the date is currently Wednesday, October 2nd of 2024. There's 3 months left in the year, a quarter, right? In the quarter, it's the final quarter. It's Q4. You know, and this is time. This is time to make everything happen. I don't know if I'm gonna upload this video to YouTube. I wouldn't upload it like today, right? Like this is probably gonna be like the first half to another half to video at the end of the quarter, right? To see where the progress is. So basically, it's the last quarter, It's 2024. There's 4 quarters in a year, Like, what have I done in the first three? I've gotten further, throughout the year, but anything significant? No. I mean, if we count September as like the third quarter, I'd say September was pretty significant. It was a pretty good month. September was quite a month. It opened up my eyes a lot. It showed me a lot. It showed me what is possible. You know, not just in a month, in a week. What's possible in a fucking day? What's possible in life? Like these numbers that everybody wants are so small, and I'm gonna sound like I'm out of touch with reality for saying this, but 10 grand a month isn't shit. Like, I don't want that. Like, that is not the goal. That isn't even like a fucking milestone. Like, I want to even, like, my 10 grand a month is 40K. That's where I'm like, all right, I can start to live comfortably. Right? And it's not because, like any human needs 40K a month. Like, what the fuck would they even be spending that on? Um, Most humans are good with 100K a year, I think. But even then, like, I think in today's economy, that's not even cutting it, you know? So what is this video about? This video is about trading, right? Like, this is what I've pursued a career in. This is what I am passionate about. This is what I've given the past 2 years of my life for. And I'm finally starting to see it work. I'm finally starting to see the fruits of my labor pay off. And not just in a small way. Like, it's decently big. And it's numbers that would take me months at work to fucking make. And that's the thing. Most people can't envision themselves doing something for themselves. They say they want to. They say, no, yeah, I would love to do something for myself. I would love to run my own business. I would love to trade. I would love to do it, but they're not willing to stick it out. Like, most people would have fucking quit this shit a long time ago. Like, I've been at this since July 12th, 2022. It's been over 2 fucking years that I've put into this. Most people would have fucking quit at month 6, at month fucking 3. And that's the difference. That's the fucking difference between what I believe myself to be and most people. I'm not quitting. I'm never fucking quitting this. And that should be said for anything that I choose to do in life that I really, really, really want to fucking do. And that should be a given for anybody in fucking life. Like, be you shouldn't be able to just easily quit on something. You know? Like, you should want it so badly that you do anything in your fucking power. Anything. Whatever it fucking takes to make it happen. And this is what I was willing to do with trading. I was willing to sit here. I would have sat here for the next 10 fucking years not making a fucking dollar. Like, eventually I would have had to go to work to fucking pay for this fucking trading shit. But I would have sat here for years, kept fucking going and going and going until I fucking got it. Because I know what's at the fucking finish line. And that is the life that I want. That is the life that I will achieve. That is the life that I fucking deserve. And that's the difference. Most of you don't really truly believe that you deserve that. And that's where you have to make that shift, that dynamic, like just change. You have to truly believe that you deserve it, right? And this can be put to test in so many different ways. Like, what are you gonna do with the money? Like, are you gonna put it to good use? Or are you gonna use it on stupid shit? Like, what are you actually gonna do with the money in order for you to truly feel like you deserve it? Because it all comes from within, you know, and it just all comes from trust and full faith and having absolutely no doubt that that's it. Like when I started this, I didn't have any doubt. Like, this is what I want to do. This is what I'm going to do. I quit my fucking job and I haven't worked a day since. Why? Because I believe in this shit so fucking much. I believe in it so much that I promised myself the day I quit, I'm never fucking doing this shit again. I'm never working a job. I'm never working for anybody else besides myself in my life ever again, you know? And you know, it kind of sucked for the first 2 years. Like I had to eat shit. You know, I gave all my fucking money away. I gave all of it, you know, and then more. And you know, like I had to sit there and sit with these thoughts. Like, damn, is it really worth it? But like deep down, like I knew it was really worth it. But like you know, like like those thoughts aren't just gonna fucking poof like disappear, just not fucking be there. They're gonna be sitting there. They're gonna be like, damn, like am I really doing this? Like I'm really like giving it my all, like, and is it not gonna work out? Like you know, like you can't just never think that, obviously, but you know, like deep down, like you still have to believe. Like there's gonna be slight doubt, and you know, like that wasn't even the worst part about it. Like you know, like I don't give a shit. Like if anybody like my friends like they're like, damn dude, like what are you doing? Like this shit's not working. But like what really hurt was like looking at my dad and my mom and seeing them like you like are you sure this is what you want to do? Like are you sure this is for you? And like you know, like damn, like do they really believe in me? But that shouldn't matter because at the end of the day, I believed in myself and I had no doubt. And like that's the mindset you need. Like no matter who doubts you, whether it be your family, your friends, your loved ones, your significant other, you like don't let that shit affect you. Like you have to believe in yourself so delusionally that people think you're a fucking lunatic. Like everybody thought I was throwing my fucking life away for doing this shit. They're like, damn, nigga, like you're not studying, you're not going to work, like you went to trade school for nothing. And like, you know, like ever since I was a kid, knew I was a shit. Nah, but ever since I was a kid, like dream job, couldn't fucking picture it. Like who, like I don't know. Like I don't like a job. Like I never liked the idea of schooling. I never liked the idea of a job, and it's because like I feel like I'm entrapped in a space. It's like a fucking prison, you know. Like school, like at least in school I got to roam around and talk to people, and like you know, like there's no consequences. But work, like you gotta like sit there, and then somebody has to tell you what to do, and then like you're really not making any money. Like I'd say, like in my mind, like this is shit, dude. Like, but like people that I spoke to, you know, and like maybe I've been out of touch with reality, like you know, most of my life, because everything's been handed to me. Like if we're being honest, like I'm not like my family's not super rich, and like I wouldn't even consider them like rich or wealthy. Like they're not like all the necessities are met for, and they've always made sure that I was good, you know, and like I've gotten so much attention and so much care and love from every single one of my family members, my mother, my dad, my grandma, my grandpa, my grandma, like even my aunt and uncles, like you know, um and they've always given me everything in life, I like everything like everything that I asked for. Like when I was a kid, like they would just give me anything that I asked for, like you know. And it's not like in a spoil, like, I mean, I guess they were spoiling me. It's not in like a spoiled way. It's more or so, and like, like I was their only child, and like they wanted me to have a good life, and like in my mind, like we never had to worry about money. Like I never thought that we were poor, and like money wasn't even like an actual concept to me until like I got into high school, and then I started to realize like, damn, like my dad has to go work for this, and like, and like, damn, like he might have put this shit on credit, and like, like that's the shit that he had to do to give me a comfortable life, and a life that, you know that he wanted to give me. Like he gave me a life where I never had to worry about food. I never had to worry about a roof over my head. I never had to worry about anything. Like he gave me everything that I could ask of for, you know? And I'm grateful for that. Like I've never went hungry a day in my life. Like when I was living by myself, probably, but that's just because like I forgot to eat and shit. But like my parents have given me a great fucking life. They've given me opportunities to do whatever I want. And my mother has been a great like role model or like example of what to do. Like when her and my dad split, like she had a choice to either become an entrepreneur or go work and shit, and she decided to become an entrepreneur. And it was hard for a few years, but like now, like she's making some pretty good money, and she can afford a lot of things, and it's all paid off in the end. And maybe that's also what gives me an entrepreneurial drive. Not just me not wanting to listen to anybody. Oh yeah, that's what I was talking about, and then I got off topic. But yeah, basically started off with my like my dad did give me like everything in life, but at the same time it was pretty strict. Um, like I understand why he was strict, and I understand like why he did everything he did. Um, and like like some parents, like not some, like every single fucking parent, like nobody knows what the fuck they're doing, dude. Like especially if it's their first child, like who actually knows what the fuck they're doing? It's a fucking kid. Like how are you ever gonna know how to actually raise a kid the right way? Like there's no right way. Like every child like needs different type of a different type of attention. They need different type of care and shit. So there's no right way. He was just doing the best with the information that he had, and like what he saw his dad do, and like most families do. So I don't blame him for like ever laying his hands on me, and like at the end of the day, I'm glad he did. Because who knows how it would have turned out if he didn't beat me as a kid. Um, and I thank him for it. I thank him for everything, like the life that he's given me, all the sacrifices that he's made, all the days that he's had to clock in, and that's another thing. You have to find your reason why. Like, why are you doing this? In the beginning, like why? Like why is pretty fucking obvious. Like I want the money, right? Right? Like everybody wants the fucking money. Like I want this money. Like I want an absurd amount of money. Like money that you can't even fucking process and fathom in your brain, right? And everybody thinks I'm fucking crazy. Everybody thinks I'm delusional, and I don't give a fuck, cause that money exists. There are people that fucking buy $100,000 tickets. There are people that like that buy fucking $1 million cars, $10 million cars, $50 million yachts, $100 million islands, $1 billion fucking skyscrapers. And there is so much money in the world. Like it's just unfathomable to me, to you, to everybody. Like it's actually unfathomable. Like it's so fucking big that you can't comprehend it, right? Like there are trillions circulating throughout the markets in a day, right? Trillions with a T, not billions, trillions, right? So like that's like 1,000 billions times like nine, right? Because there's about 9 trillion. And 1%, like one, like you don't even need fucking 1%. Like a point 0.00001% of that is probably like fucking more than $1 million, you know? And it just opens up your mind, like, wow, like even if I have $10 million, it doesn't even equate to the amount of money. Like not just available, like all the money in the world. Just the market being cycled on a daily cycle. And that's how much money there is. Like there's thousands and thousands and millions and billions and trillions of fucking dollars to be made. I don't know if we'll get to the trillions, but you know, by the time I get to 50, and with inflation being the way it is, like I have to get to a billion. Like you know, however I do it, like with this trading shit, I'm amazing. I'm highly confident in my skill. Why? Because I've spent thousands and thousands and thousands and thousands and countless of hours. Like I've had to give up time with my family, time with friends, you know, relationships, just to focus on this shit for hours and hours and hours and hours and hours. And now I don't focus on it so much. Like now I only need like 30 minutes max. And even then, like I still stay on afterwards. But like I spent so many hours looking at every single candlestick, scrolling through every single time frame, looking, okay, which wick got taken, how did it take this wick, what are we doing, shit like this, yada 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 yada. And that's what it took. Sure, I could have probably expedited this process if I wrote in a journal and like logged everything, but that's just not me, you know. And then that's the other thing. Like so many people are going to tell you you need to wake up at 5 a.m. You need to stop doing all these drugs. You need to exercise daily. You need to get sunlight for 2 hours a day. You need to bathe your balls in sunlight. You need to eat grass-fed steak and this and that. And while all that stuff is great and it does give you a better quality of life, you know, like some of those things I do like to do. What I'm trying to say is none of that shit is fucking like it is not required. Like get that shit out of your brain. Get it out of your brain. You don't need to do that shit. And if you think you need to do that shit, you're fucking rotted. You're brainwashed. Like that is not gonna make you rich. Like you've been doing that shit for how long, and where the fuck has it gotten you? No. What's better? And then is meditating shit. Like what's better than this is praying to God, and that's it. You pray to God, and you trust that He's going to guide you along the right path, and you just trust that He's always going to keep you in safe spirits and never let you get put in harm's way, you know. And I've done this my whole life, like not the God thing, but I've always just trusted that God slash the universe would always just keep me in a good place. It would always just reward me and give me things, and you know, and like it did for like the first 18 years of my life, and then like things shifted around like 2020ish, I would say, and you know it was different. Like it didn't work. Like it wasn't just handed to me. Um, and like what was the difference? I couldn't tell you, but basically what I'm trying to say is that I just trusted that everything would go good. It's like your mind is a reflection, or the world is a reflection of your mind. It's like me with police officers. Now I'm gonna sound fucking schizophrenic. I'm gonna sound like a fucking lunatic. You're not gonna have any idea. Like what the fuck is this kid saying? You're gonna be like, is this kid fucking retarded? Cops. Cops don't exist. Get them out of your mind. Boom. Gone. And then even if they do exist and you see them, what the fuck are they gonna do? Absolutely nothing. If you show them respect and shit, they're gonna let you off. So basically, what I'm saying is that I haven't even been pulled over in 3 years. Um, let's put a pause on that. I just got pulled over like 2 weeks ago, right? But it was 3 years then. But it was the first time I got pulled over in 3 years, right? And why? Why? Because that day my mind was I was that day I kept thinking like, and it was so funny because that day I kept thinking, oh, I haven't been pulled over in 3 years, like, and like there's just something in my gut or something when I'm driving. I'm like, I feel like I'm gonna get pulled over, and that, like, me even entertaining that thought made me get pulled over because I was doing like 65 in a 40, and then the cop was like, yeah, yada 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 yada, and I just spoke to him. I spoke to him with respect, and we got on with our day. He didn't give me a ticket. He let me go, and that was that. You know. So that goes to, don't entertain thoughts like that. And when you talk to cops, talk to them with respect and like they're a fucking person. You're more than likely not gonna get a fucking ticket. Um, what else? That's it. Like, everything. Like, just trust in God. Right, right. Oh yeah, that's what we were talking about. Trust in God. Like, pray to God and trust that He's going to give you the life that you want. Just trust. That's it. Trust. Like, I have complete trust. And at the same time, like, I started praying like last month. Like, actually praying like daily and nightly. Like, I'm not gonna lie, like, I haven't been keeping up with it that consistently. So, like, couldn't tell you when the last time I prayed was, but I gotta get back on that, and then just build that relationship with Him until you just have full trust, and then you're just not worried about anything. Like me, I've never been the type to worry, and maybe it ties back to never really having anything to worry about. Like, everything's just always been given to me. Um, you know, and maybe that's like, I don't know. Maybe that's why I don't want to work, because that shit sucks. And like, this is work, but it's fucking fun work. Like, I like looking at this. I love looking at it and then predicting it and then being right and feeling like, damn, dude, I really put the work in to do this shit. And like, I had to put thousands of hours in, and it's to make an absurd amount of money. Like, last month, in 3 days, I made 20K, and I was, what? This is insane, right? So now in my mind, I know it's fucking possible. Why? Because I didn't just see somebody else do it. I didn't see one of my friends do it. I didn't see a teacher do it. I myself fucking did it, right? So I know now that shit's possible, and I know the sizing. I know what it feels like to, like, go through that. And ever since I started praying and putting my more trust into God, like, I've been putting more trust into my stop losses and take profit. Like, all right, I'm gonna let it run. Today wasn't that great of a day for my stop losses and take profits. I was a bit off on the take profit on Nasdaq, and then I let it run a little bit too high to stop loss. I should have left the stop loss down, but whatever. That's not what this video is about. But I've been trusting my stop losses, and that's the thing about trading. Like, when you get in a move, and you just have to trust it. You can't just double guess yourself. You can't just, you just click the button. You either get stopped out or your limit gets hit. That's it. Don't click the button in between. Don't add more. If you want to add more and you see a good opportunity for adding more because you know what you're doing and you have the opportunity to add more, then add more. But most of you have no clue what you're doing. So just get in and then put the stop in, put the limit in. If it gets hit, it gets hit. It's whatever. Just, like, do the risk to reward, and you do that shit, it'll work out. That's also another thing that I had difficulty with. Like, just sticking to it, not clicking the button in between, not trusting it, and not calculating the risk to reward. Like, I don't do that shit, like, on a piece of paper, in a journal, and whatever. I just like to do it mentally, and then look at the chart and be like, and then this, and then do quick mental calculation, how much I'm gonna lose, and win, and then you just take the play, and that's it. That's literally it. That's all you have to do. You can't second guess it. You can't get out. Like just let it hit the limit or let it hit the stop loss. And you know that also teaches you a valuable lesson in life that sometimes you just have to, like, imagine clicking the button is planting a seed. Sometimes you just have to let it like sit there and wait, no matter if the sun's drying up and there's a drought and there's no volume coming in and it's just consolidating and it's not growing, it's not expanding. And then yeah, all of a sudden it's sun and rain and then it just starts boom. And then your limit gets hit because you trusted it, and then the apples come down from the trees. Then you get to bear the fruits of your labor for trusting the move, you know. And trusting the stop loss and take profit is, how can I say it? Is a lot easier when you trust God. Like, it's a lot easier, you know. It might sound corny and shit, but it is. You just sit there and trust it, and the move surely plays out. You know, sometimes you get stopped. Most of the time, I hit limit, but it is what it is. You know, and that's it. Like, overall, pretty good September, right? So that's going to carry over into the rest of Q3. And I'm going to be wrapping this up. So I'll be back at the end of Q3, and then we'll see how we're going to go into 2025. My goal for Q3, or Q4, well, have I been saying Q4? Or Q3, Q4 for, my goal for all the Q4 is 100 grand. 6 figures. In those 3 months, right? So that's about, let's just say 35,000 every month. I can do that. I can do that. If I did 20K in 3 days last month, I can do 35,000 in a month, right? And I need to start sizing up. So I'm going to start sizing up. And then that's the thing with this trading thing, is that it's not just linear. It could go whoosh, whoosh, whoosh. But once you're at that final curve, like, and it starts pulling back, like it's so far up that it doesn't even look like you're even back at where you started, right? And then it's just like basically it rounds itself out and it's just upwards, right? And that's what trading is. That's why like I went from like the month prior, like not doing shit, to fucking September 20K in 3 days. And I was, bro, there's no way. Oh my god. You know, I bought my mom a purse. I bought my grandma a purse. Um, I think, did I take my dad out to eat? Nah, I tried to invite him out to eat, and he was like, "Nah, I got it." I want to invite him out to eat, cause like he's dealt with my shit. He's dealt with me being unemployed for the past 2 years. He's dealt with the past 2 years thinking that his son's a bum, Yeah, yeah, yeah. And I just wanted to give him something back to show him like that, like this wasn't for nothing, because that's the part that sucks the most, like knowing that he's like, damn, dude, like what is my son doing with his life? But I'm gonna prove to him that this wasn't the wrong choice, because it's not, and he's finally starting to see it, and I finally got to hear him say that I'm proud of you, and that shit was fucking amazing, man. That's all I wanted to hear. But yeah, at the end of the day, I'm gonna make my dad proud, and I'm gonna make sure that all those countless hours that he's worked to make sure that I have a good life and to give me opportunities that he's never had pays off. You know? And then I also took my mom out to eat. And then I took my mom and stepdad out for drinks, And that was nice. I finally got to take everybody out. And I was like, wow. And it wasn't even a fucking dent. And that's the lifestyle I want. To spend money without it making a fucking dent in the account. You know, like with cars. Like I think cars are gonna be my main expense. You know, and investments. And then besides that, like, am I gonna go out to eat that much? Probably. I don't like cooking. Um, cause why do I want 40K? I want a maid first off. I want a personal assistant. I want a personal chef. Um, a personal trainer, and then I want these two to be like interlinked. So then he knows my nutrition. Then like and then they talk about yada yada. So that's like four people, right? Who are probably gonna be paid at least 5K a month. So that's 20K gone right there already, and then rent. See, so like 40K a month isn't even gonna fucking cut it for what I want. So like yeah, that's gonna make it more comfortable and maid. Why the fuck would I pay the maid 5K a month if she's only coming in like once a week? That shit probably comes down to a band, right? So that's like 16K, and then chef, and then that also counts in the groceries, right? Assistant. I don't know what the fuck I need assistant for, but by the time I'm making 40 grand a month, I should have enough investments to have to start making calls and then do this and then do business meetings and shit like that. Cause why did I start this trading thing? To make a shit ton of money obviously. But at the end of the day, I wanted to have all the free time in the world and just be able to do whatever the fuck I want in my time, right? That shit sucks, to be honest. If I'm being real with you, that shit sucks. Like having this much free time, I don't know what to like. I'll just be bored. Like after I'm done trading, like I don't know what the fuck to do. Um, and like this is why I want like I'm teaching my friends to trade, so we could all be making an insane amount of money, and then we could all go out together. I'll just go out. And then, like I don't wanna like just stay in the house, dude. Like this shit sucks. Like I may be a little bit introverted, but at the end of the day, like beforehand, like thinking before 2020, like I always thought that I was introverted. I always thought that like I didn't go out, like, and I remember my mom was like, not yet, like what the fuck do you mean you never went out, like you were never at fucking home. I'm like, oh yeah, you're right. And like that shit was fun. So that's also what I need, more money so I could go out, go buy some drinks. Maybe rent a yacht for the weekend, go on trips. And yeah, like realistically, like think about it. Like I think personally, 100K a month, like to reach like real level of rich, cause like there is a fucking difference between poor and rich, and it's so fucking wide, and it's getting wider. And then there's like, I mean, I guess there's rich. I mean, they would be rich considered the poor. But like there's rich, and then there's like actual fucking rich people, and like the actual rich people start at like at minimum like 100K a month, right? So that's what I think I need to get to at least consider myself like actually rich, right? Because then at least I'm making 1.2 a year, and like that's not even that much, dude. So like yeah, like I like this shit. Like I don't know. I need to figure out how to write an algorithm. Like I need to figure out how to code or some shit, so I could just put this bitch on and then just, cause I can think about this algorithmically in my head, but if I put it on a computer and figure out how the computer can think about it algorithmically, and that computer is just as good as my brain, even better since it has no emotions, like exponentially. And then I'm gonna have to start sizing up. And then I like how much liquidity does Nasdaq really have? Like, can it take the orders that I'm going to be putting if I want? Like, let's say realistically, there's 20 trading days. 10K a day, that's easy. Like you could, like I could do that shit. Maybe not now. Like I can't do it now. I'm not saying I can't do it, and I'm just saying to properly do it with proper risk and comfortably do it, can't do it now. But you know, like once I have a million, like I can easily do 10K, 30K a day. So yeah, at the, like this, like no, like this shit, like real shit. 2 years from now, like if I'm not making at minimum 20K every single day, then what the fuck am I doing? 20K every single day. All right, let's say 10 days, 200K, 400K a month. That's 4 million a year. All right, now we're actually talking fucking numbers. All right, it's not just a fucking million a year, because like that's good and all, but it's not. It's not. And like that's like everybody thinks I'm like every like if you're listening to this, you probably think I'm fucking crazy because you're like that. What do you mean that's not good numbers? Like no, that's not good numbers. Like I want more than that. I want, and you might say that I'm greedy, but like no, like I want that. Like that is what I want. That is what I deserve. That is what I want. That is what I'm going to get, and I want more than that. Like if I want to buy a fucking Bugatti, it's gonna take me a fucking year of my life. Like even that, like it's a fucking year of your life, and that's at 4 million. Like at 1 million, it's 5 years of your life, and then you have to put up everything that you made in 5 years. Like no, I'm not saying that I don't want to buy Bugatti, but I'm just like giving you an idea, an example. Like I wouldn't need to spend that much money, But like like I think 10 million a year is a good place, a good place. Because by then, in the 10 years, you're up 100 mil. And then with those 10 million a year, like if you're not investing that shit, and then in turn, you don't have fucking equity in property somewhere, and it's not bringing you cash flow, then what the fuck did you do with that 10 mil? Like that 10 mil a year, like you make that 20 years, you could easily be a billionaire. And that's where I'm trying to get to. Because once I'm at a billion, I'll feel like I've completed the game. I could buy a fucking private jet, any fucking supercar I want, a yacht, a mega yacht at that. And that's the thing. Those are the things that I want in life. I want a private jet. I want to fly, just sit here, not have to deal with TSA, not have to get checked. If I want to vape in the fucking plane, I could vape in the plane or smoke a cigar or whatever. I don't know if you can smoke a cigar, but if I want to do that on the plane, then I could do it. If I had a private jet, though, you know. So that's what I want: private jet. Cause like I didn't have to deal with shit, dude. Like I didn't have a hard childhood. I had a pretty easy childhood. The hardest thing was getting fucking beat. That wasn't shit. But I want my children to have an easy as childhood. An easier childhood than mine. You know? And I'm gonna like I don't want them to be like super spoiled and not like be so out of touch with reality. Like obviously like I'm gonna think of things, okay, like how do we ground them and like show them, okay, this isn't like what the actual world is. And shit like that, right? But I want them to be driven to school. I want them to be flown. Like I want like yo. I feel like taking a vacation to fucking Shanghai. I don't know why the fuck Shanghai, but like let's load up the private jet and we'll be in Shanghai tomorrow. Boom. Hey, it's just that easy. Like and then you could charter it too. But yeah, like private jets. That is what I need. Like I need that. Like once I have my own private jet, I don't have to wait in line. I can just drive straight to the fucking plane. Then I'll feel like I've made it in life. And I don't think that's greed. I think that's more ambition than anything. And, I've been yapping for almost 40 minutes, so overall, main takeaway, trust in God. Leave your stop and limit and just let it get hit. Calculate your risk. and chase your dream and actually fucking work for it. Chase your dream. Anything you put your mind to, anything you actually want, you can fucking achieve it. Chase your fucking dream. I chased my dream and I'm on the way to building my dream life. Because I chased my dream. I took the risk. I'd rather fucking take the risk and have this shit not work out than have never taken it. Because at least then I can say I tried. You know? At least then I can say I gave it my all. But to not be able to say that, yeah, I just never tried. I didn't think it would work out. Like, you sound like a fucking bitch. Like, I'd have more respect for the guy that fucking lost everything and is fucking homeless than the fucking guy who has a fucking loving family. You know, he has a stable life. Yeah, I just went the safer route. I never tried. At least the homeless guy tried. You know, like, he might not be in a good place, but, you know, at least he tried. And you know that if he tried once, he can try again. You know? And, like, he's not, like, he doesn't have to be homeless forever. And 2 years from now, he could be a multimillionaire. Why? Because he kept trying. He never quit. He never gave up. He never even thought of not doing it as an option. You know? So at the end of the day, if this all fails, at least I tried.